ball player. We do it all. Let's go.
The lights go out, are you ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady. When the lights go out, are you ready? Grab the wheel, it gets heavy. When the lights go out, are you ready? Are you ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady, keep it steady. When the lights go out, are you ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady. I plan for the worst, this is a gift and a curse. My lights are so bright like Sunday in church. On the field or the court, I was given the work. Of course, losing it hurts, but where does it really work? When your lights go, you better take from the game like lipo. So when they cut the lights out, you can still blow. On your mark, are you ready? Get set, yo. G-Lit! You supposed to be on here, baby. Are you ready? G-Lit! Keep it steady when your lights go out. Are you ready? No, Chuck. When your lights go out, are you ready?
Let them know we do more than just play ball, baby. We do it all. Huh? For the open doors, baby. When the lights go out, you better know to turn them back on, huh?
Mike Glenn. What's up, folks? What's up, folks? You can see the neck. You can see the chizanes. I'm swinging tonight, baby. I'm swinging tonight in honor of our new Woodland Hills athletic director, Miss Angela Frank. Look at my neck, mama. This is what we do down in 15104. Every time there's a championship, somebody from the 15104 been on it, been on the team. You know what I'm saying? So you can't forget about us down the hill, down the bottom of the hill, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm dripping out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm dripping. This is all us from 96 to 2013, man. All Woody has. And every one of them has somebody on that team from down the bottom, whether it's Rankin, Braddock, North Braddock, or Swissvale. Yeah, somebody been on the team, man. So, Miss Frank, you can't forget about us down the hill, baby. Hey, Gene Lett, man, I love you. Gene Lett, he's the reason probably behind the coming home and trying to kick off getting our neighborhood back together, because I watched him what he's doing out there in Philly. And if you don't know who he is, man, go follow Eugene Lett on Facebook. Get behind the brother. He's a powerful brother. They're doing major things with the young people out there in Philly. Gene, man, the Sherwood Rec Center, he out there turning it up. Had the police chief Danielle Outlaw, shout out to the sister. He has some super powerful people out there, man. So shout out to Gene Lett, man, for doing your thing. You sparked me to come home and start doing some of this back home. But look at it, man. I'm swinging, Mark. I got chains, baby. Call me 10 chains, bro. This is what he had, man.
You like what's the young Olympian? What's her name? Biles?
Simone Biles.
Like
man. This is how she gonna come home from Tokyo.
What's up, Peachy?
Nah, Peachy. Listen, I wore them all because it's like real important to me. You know, I'm back home, and again, shout out to everybody who's been coming out to Rankin Field helping us.
You've been doing a
with
lot,
the
brother.
cleanup.
A lot.
The court looks super dope, and we just getting started, man. Every time I tell you on the post, hashtag we just getting started, man.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to everybody who's come out and supported the efforts, man, because most of us too old to really hoop like that anymore anyway. So it's not about us.
I mean, I still got the jumper, though.
You know.
Still got a jumper, but I'm playing half court, fam.
Yeah.
You know
That's what they was playing, half court.
Half court.
But no, shout out to everybody. But no, you know, I was getting a little silly, but salute to Miss Angela Frank.
Right.
Get used to this face, because I'm going to definitely be up there to see you, to let you know that we really care about our neighborhood and we care about Woodland Hills. So
Indeed.
We all in. B, I appreciate it, but definitely do not name that thing Delrico.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right here. I said it first. They need to name it Delrico Fletcher Court at Rankin Field. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get it fixed though. We're gonna make sure that pop up. We will. He ain't got no. Listen, he gonna be back in. He might not leave. He might not leave. He might not leave.
Nah, but I listen. 100. I appreciate everybody saying that. Yeah, that sounds more like it. Big Wayne, I'm cool with that. But it's not even about whose name's on the court. It's about that we do it the right way. It's about, you need to come test the court, Luch. That's my homeboy from college, Renardo Brown, former basketball player at Rutgers. Got the game, man. Me and him beat anybody.
Yeah.
Because he's going to score all the points.
It's crazy.
But it's not about me. It's not about anybody, Salute to Big Wayne because he's the one that been behind the initial change of the hoop court, him and Todd Siopa and a few other men. So we want to, say we appreciate you guys. Rest in peace, Big Wayne. We love you forever. But yeah, this response, to what we've been doing has been crazy. The name of the show is called When the Lights Go Out. And I came home and it seemed like the lights were out
in the community. Yeah.
Out in the community.
No doubt.
And I talked to a lot of people. I spoke with some people who are on board with what we're doing. I spoke with some people who don't care what we're doing. I spoke with some people who don't want us doing what we're doing. And the reality is I'm not a politician. I'm not here to ask anybody anything.
Right.
I was born and raised in that neighborhood, and a lot of us were. And for whatever reason, a lot of us have left and gone on and seen and done bigger and better things. But the reality is that we need to really come back home and try to fix up where we came from, man. Because all the time, when your foundation is not sturdy, right, you can't build the way you want to build. So it hit my soul. It felt weird. It didn't feel right. Mm-hmm. He's in the studio. Great. But yeah, every Thursday, 8 p.m. when the lights go out. Chop, man, you've been such a help, man. You, Swanee, Ben Tate, Calvin Murphy, Sam Timbers, Candace Brooks, Kay Brooks, Calvin Brooks, Brian Edwards, Miss, I want to say her name. I don't want to.
I seen a couple of the Gentry boys down there.
Yeah, the Gentry was down. He brought his whole family, his woman, and the baby. Mm-hmm. The Hoy's been down there. Shout out to the Morrisons.
Moon Rock.
Moon. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the mayor. She's been down there. Shout out to Chief Wooten. A lot of people. There's people that I can. Man, shout out to Maurice Walker, Eric Walker.
He walked High to Pearl.
And if I'm missing you, I do apologize. I'm sorry because there was so many people who came out over the last 3 weeks.
Right.
And it's really important to me, man. And shout out to Mary May because she put it in my head. She's the woman behind the scenes. About just talking about when the lights go out in the community and ways we could cut them back on. And sometimes we tend to wait for politicians and things like that, but it's our neighborhood, it's our community.
See, the thing is, what you've created or actually started is, well, basically, you got a lot of them off their hind plots. They've been sitting on their butts, man, and you basically just started something. Now they gotta earn that paycheck, brother. Yeah, earn that paycheck.
Yeah, man. Listen, it's been humbling. It's been fun. Like when you start to see the change, man, it's not work, man. I left the basketball court a few times, and there's been 15 to 20 young people, even old heads. Shout out to Chad Corley, because Big Cook been out there rocking with the young people, getting it in.
Good guy right there. Good guy.
So there's been a lot of people. There's some other people who came out. I probably won't say their name. I'm probably get permission first to speak their names because everybody's not a politician. Everybody's not so-called what we say on the straight path. Some people don't know how to do anything other than get money the way they get it, but they still care about certain things. So shout out to y'all, man, because, some of the cash is flow and some of the things we were able to get was because of y'all, man. So shout out to everybody, man, who came through. Jill Powell and her mom, Miss Powell, they came through. So some people, Principal Woods, congratulations to you, brother.
Going back home. Aliquippa. Shout out to Aliquippa.
Shout out to Aliquippa and Principal Woods. I don't really know him that well, but everybody that spoke of him spoke highly, and you could tell by just the Facebook post that he cared about young people.
No, he's done a lot in our community. He's done a lot more than a lot of past principals, man. And I wish we had him. he definitely. I know the seniors from the past few years. He showed them a lot of attention, man, and helped them out. So I salute him, and I wish him nothing but the best. And I'll equip. He's going back home. He's from there, so he's going back to the crib, man. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So listen, man. Without further ado, because we could talk all day. I know I can, man. Everybody behind the scenes be like, "Boy, you can talk, boy." But it is what it is, man. Mm-hmm. But listen, we got a dope guest.
Man.
Shout out to our Iris B. Miss Thomas. That's who. Look, the creator sent her up here. Sweetie, thank you. She's 68 years old and been out there every weekend helping us, man. So if you in Rankin and you can't get up and help us, you lame. And I got a little slogan for you, but I won't say it just yet.
Yeah, don't use it.
You know what I'm saying? But shout out to you, Queen, because you come out there and you didn't have to, man. Because some other people just sitting on their behinds doing nothing and taking credit for little small things. But listen, without further ado, it's Thursday, 8 p.m. When the lights go out, we try to bring you amazing guests. We try to bring you people who we know could drop some info on you, your young people. You could possibly take it with you, and with the rest of your life. Take it from the show, take it to your life. Take it from the show, put it in young people's life. That kind of thing. So listen, man. Actually, I'm not going to do it. My brother's going to do it.
Listen, his brother is a graduate from Perry Traditional Academy High School here in Pittsburgh. Took his talents to the University of Pittsburgh, finished his college career at Robert Morris, and was drafted to picked up by the San Diego Chargers. And good brother, we both know him. We've been around him. We all know him. If you know Pittsburgh sports, man, you know about this brother. Graduated in 1999. I mean, I got something to share about this brother too. People don't know, but he could have.
Hold on, before you say it, he had ties to.
He had a lot of ties to the Woodland.
To our side,
yeah.
So he could have played for Woody High.
We're gonna share that story. So we're gonna bring him on. Further ado, we got my main man Robb-Davon Butler.
Rob! What up, yo? What's up, bros? Y'all hear me all right?
We hear you, brother.
We hear you, brother. What's happening?
My guys, this is like the highlight of my week, man. Today,
brother, how are you?
I'm blessed, man. Today's a special day. My youngest son celebrates his 16th birthday. Shout out first and foremost to young King Aaron Malik. That's a major milestone. Yeah. Those of you back home that's on the book that follow me would know that Aaron is my youngest son. He's old up already. First offer was USC. Second offer was Penn State. Third offer was Pitt as a fucking freshman.
Woo!
He was 15 years old. So he just turned 16 today. So yeah, I'm kicking it off with you guys. And after this, I got to cut his hair, and then we're going to go have dinner as a family.
Oh, man, that's dope, man.
Yeah. You're in Cali. You 3 hours behind us, huh, Rob?
That's right. That's right.
Wow, must be nice.
What's the weather like today in California? Let us get a little glimpse of that.
Fletch, man. Look, I would complain a little bit and say it's hot, but because the summertime is the worst time of year out here. It'd be like 90. Where we live in the valley, the San Fernando Valley, it feels like 110. But normally it's about 77, perfect weather. I'm in flip-flops 95% of the time. I got the feet tan to prove it.
Make sure you get the petty, man. Make sure I know you wife got the petty, man.
She's not allowing you to scratch up no sheets, man.
Nah, man, I can't do that. So
but yeah, salute to you and your family, man.
Beautiful family.
Because you know how a lot of times when we reach out to people, everybody got their own lives going on, man, and we reached out a while ago, but you was honest with us, like, look, man, as soon as I get the little time in there, I'm sliding you in there. So listen, as soon as it opened up, man, we had another little schedule, and sorry to my other guests, man, but there's levels to this. You got to get bumped down, baby.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It's executive decisions.
Yeah, you got to get. Hey, listen, man. That's how it go, man. If the new player from the other school transfer and he is star, he got to play, man.
And speaking of that, Rob, a lot of people don't realize and don't know that Rob was actually, he lived 2 streets up from me. So one day I'm down Collinwood and I'm hooping, and this dude comes down Collinwood and he's hooping with me, and we playing the game and became cool.
Yeah.
And I thought I was the fastest dude in the school until Rob Butler came and smoked me on the court. So Rob Butler, believe it or not, was once a Wolverine, ladies and gentlemen. And just think if he'd have graduated,
Rob,
boy, on that team.
Listen, fam. See, I lived in Garden Courts.
Yep.
When I was like 9. So I went to Dixon in 4th
Yeah,
grade.
With me. You was with me.
With Mark. That's where I met Mark, Tally. Delrico, you was in the what was it? You was a couple grades ahead. He was a grade ahead of us.
Right.
So those was my guys, man. And to your point, I'm gonna tell you this. I never told you this story. So when I moved to Garden Courts, living with my dad, Madi was in the building to our left, right? Wow. And so that was my guy. He told me about the Flashers. I might even came to a practice, bro. I heard about you. You was like the Flashers version. Now, Madi and them was older than us. You was like the Flashers version of what I was to the Crafton Cougars. And so I made a business decision, man. I went down there. I saw you doing your thing. I'm like, this little curly head dude with this little tail. He had the little skunk tail. I was like, man, he's kind of nice. Instead of me thinking at 10, 9, 10 years old, we could be a dope ass backfoot. I was like, man, I just want to be the guy. I kind of like being the guy. I like, when it's 3rd and long or 4th and short, everybody know Rob's getting the ball. So I made a strategic decision not to play for the Flashers, fam. And my dad would take me to Crafton from Swissville every day, 45 minutes, man. I ain't want no smoke with you, Mark. I ain't want no smoke with you, bro.
Oh, bro. Listen, bro. You had different speed, bro. And you had different speed. I was fast, but you had different speed, Rob. And just to think if you would have played on that, and it's crazy that you became teammates with Lou, Dante Spencer, and Tutu. But just think if he'd have played as a sophomore, man, with y'all. He'd been at the other corner. They'd probably slid you probably back at safety, had him and two playing the corner.
I'm sorry. I can't. I wasn't getting it. Come on. Hey, you gotta have some respect. Hey, Rob. Hey,
no, I'm not saying that but you could have done anything. Hey, y'all four with DR?
Yeah, and Rob and Tutu on the corner. And he might have had to play before Tutu.
Okay.
Now, I don't know. It might have been a rotating little dip, man, because he was nice. Tutu was nice. Look, but you can't have my corner spot.
No, I want to try to take you.
Hey, Rob, he can't have that, baby.
It could have been me and you at the corner, Fletch, because when we went, me and Toot played in the Big 33 together, and we both went as corners.
Okay.
But the coach was like, from a matchup perspective, I was 6'2", like 195 running 4-4 flat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Great.
Without stretching. So when we went to the Big 33, they was like, we want Butler at this corner, we want Rob Blomeyer at the other corner, and put Tutu and Cook at safety because we were bigger and faster. So it could have been me and you. Could have been me and you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Y'all two at corner and put two at safety with DR.
Yeah, who held it down?
Listen, I as being a little bit older and knowing and watching from afar, Rob and Rod and everybody from the city, I used to always want to ask. I wanted to ask everybody, Rob, like, how did you really feel? Did you really feel like y'all could match up with a WPIAL school, like a top-notch WPIAL school, and really do something?
That's a fantastic question. So there was really two WPIAL schools that we respected in all of the WIP. Like it was y'all and it was Penn Hills. Those were the two WPIAL schools that we respected. We wanted to smoke bad, but we knew, just from a division perspective, it wasn't going to happen. Y'all in the quad. We from a state perspective was AAA.
Yes.
And so So we did get a challenge. Though, Mark, you had to be there. You was a young.
He just told me the story.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I was getting ready to tell you. So when we, all right. So I'm a junior. So Mark, you had to be. Mark, you 2000?
No, same year as you.
So I bet. So it was our junior year. We see Woody High at the passing camp at Pitt, fam. And this is like for us. This is our motherfucking Super Bowl because it's 7-on-7. Because we knew we could match up outside. We could match up, skill player for skill player. We couldn't match up front. Y'all had some hogs. We had a line that averaged like 185, 190 pounds.
Yeah. That's always the difference.
You know what I'm saying? So when we would go to states and we would beat the shit out of all the regional teams. Like we would skunk people in the city. We would go first, second, third round of the states. We skunking them too. No difference, even though they were bigger. But we would look at the quad and be like, that's how we really know if we got some smoke. So then we played y'all. Y'all quarterback was Joe. Wasn't y'all quarterback Joe?
That was our senior year, bro.
That was our senior. That was going into our senior.
The Coach Harris was sitting on the sideline in his lawn chair.
That's a fact, bro.
Rod picked that thing off last play of the game and took it down to the 1 yard line.
And the rest is hit. So to answer your question, Fletch, I'm just saying we could bang with y'all toe to toe outside. We wasn't scared. There was nobody on that team. To Mark's point, nobody speed threatened me.
Right.
They had to double me, right? And then you had OJ Macklin, who was going to be a junior that year, who was nice. You had Griffey out of the backfield and Lou or somebody who's trying to cover Chuck out of the backfield. Like it was a problem.
So I used to always say this. I said because knowing city and hooping in the city from being at Ozenham and hooping since I was a young boy going to Risingstein, the athletes. Mm-hmm. But I used to always just say the difference is when we go to turn around and hand this ball off, and Khalid Johnson's on the line, Tony Hoots is on the line, Larry Vogel, Tim Boster, they all 300 pounds, every one of them. So like when they turn and hand it to Eric, you can't even see Eric behind this joint.
The Smurfs.
Yeah, that was the biggest difference. Because I'm like, on the outside, it's going to be a battle because they got studs just like we got studs.
Right.
But when we go to crank up that diesel, I thought like that's where it's going to be different. And shout out to Joe. Yeah, Tutu was super fast, but there's levels to his speed.
He wasn't fast.
Joe
he wasn't fast as you though.
Yeah,
bro.
There's levels to speed. And Tutu was more quick than fast.
Yeah.
He was more shifty. He was more shifty. That's why they called him Houdini, man.
Oh yeah,
crazy vision.
He had crazy vision. So he would, you know what I'm saying? In a box, he'll shake you down in a box.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Spin move, you be like, damn.
Yes, man. So listen, every Thursday, 8 p.m., we got Rob Butler with us, man. When the lights go out, we're going to talk about some old stories. We're going to get some gems from him because obviously you don't make it this far without reinventing yourself, evolving, because you can't stay the same. I heard it the best, like Gary Brackett said, you can't have a hammer for everything. So when we when we played football, we especially back then, it was contact, it was collision. No matter what position you played, it was got to be physical. So sometimes it's hard to, drop that off, leave that behind, when you get out into the real world. Because I know I struggled, and I still struggle at times with. I got to catch myself now, where it's like, okay, you don't have to be the football player right now. You just got to be a better person, a better human being. Whatever the situation calls for, you don't have to be that rugged, tough football player and everything. Because I know now, being 6'2", 220 something pounds, people sometimes, if you ain't in your uniform and all that, they scared of you, they terrified of you. But you were just cheering for me. Now you scared of me. So along your journey, we talk about the name of the show's called When the Lights Go Out, and you had to you transition from Pitt to Robert Morris. Mm-hmm. Can you give us a little bit of insight on the differences of the program, and do you think that does it really matter if it's Division I or Division II that you go to if you want to get to the next level?
I do. That's a great question, Fletch. I mean, just a quick backstory on the transition itself. Going to Pitt, I went to Pitt because I could play as a true freshman. That was important to me. I had Nick Saban at my kitchen table when he was the head coach at Michigan State.
I had the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, I like your size. I like your style. I want you to be a bump and run corner. We play a lot of man coverage. At the time, I had no like mentors that was really schooling me on the nuances of the game. So if I knew then what I knew now, I wouldn't play for Nick and been a bump and run corner because that was my Woo! It would have been no brainer. I'd have started 3 years, came out probably first, second round as a corner. And so I ended up staying at Pitt. Long story short. So you asked the question, is there a difference? Yes, there's a difference. One of the major differences for me was the fact that I had a condition. A lot of people don't know this. This is exclusive shit right here. I had a condition called osteitis pubis. And what that is so you got your pelvis and there's cartilage in between your pelvis. My cartilage warped and wore away like I was in a car accident or dropped from a really high place or played Australian rules soccer my whole life. So my cartilage had worn away and my shit was moving. Now, you know this, guys, as a DB, having to have them hips, my shit was rubbing. So I played as a true freshman, did good, played on special teams, got in against Rutgers, had the last play at Pitt Stadium against Notre Dame, most famously. But then going into each season, I couldn't get through a camp. I didn't get through one camp in college. I got through about 3 days of 2 days, and then that shit would get inflamed. I could barely walk. Then I'd be with the trainer. So at Pitt, it's like next man up. I got T. Cox. I got Sean Robinson. We got Tutu. We got Teron Gray. Then Spence came in, right? So Spence is a freshman. I'm a sophomore. We get assigned as big brother, little brother. Spence is kind of new to corner because he played free safety and quarterback his senior year, right? And I'm teaching them nuances of the corner position. Shit, I get hurt and come back. He's starting. I'm like, little bro starting. God damn, I thought I was fast. I'm quick, but he's like a fucking gazelle, bro.
Yes,
like,
indeed.
once he get going, he's covering all kinds of
60 and 70 yards. That thing go.
God damn. So I come back. Spence is starting. I think T. Cox had transferred from running back to corner, and now it's like Spence, Cox, Ferguson, and Robinson came over. I was like, yo, like it's getting crowded over here. So I felt like I was the best corner. I'm like, I taught this, like I gave this dude the game. So I told coach, I'm gonna go on offense on the scout team because I want to show y'all that these dudes ain't that good. They are great. They're great. But just a competitor in me was like, let me show y'all. Let me tear these dudes up at practice so I can show y'all what y'all missing. So I start tearing their ass up. Can't none of them lie and say I didn't tear their ass up at receiver because you know I play both ways. Like like Fletch, you played both ways. Mark, you played both ways. So they was like, yo, you ready to make that switch? I made the switch. Fast forward. That's my sophomore year. I'm going into my junior year. Fate has it. Again, I can't get through a fucking camp. Pelvis thing. So I'm with the trainer. Long story short, I can't. It's Antonio Bryant. Same class. Lateef Grimm is he went out. They decided to make Chris Wilson like an H-back, so he's occupying a fourth receiver slot.
Chris.
And then Lamar Slade. So you got Grimm, you got Bryant, you got Slade, and you got Wilson. And me and Chris would alternate as the Y. So sometimes they would go big personnel with a Y with Chris or me. But again, I came back from being hurt. I was behind Antonio. You don't put me behind Antonio Bryant who wins the fucking Blitnikoff. So we're in the same class. I'm like, yo, I got one more. I got like 2 years. I got to get out of here. So that's what sparked the transfer to Robert Morris. They wouldn't allow me to be hurt and go through my process and rest my pelvis and start on Saturday game one. I wasn't proven enough at Pitt. So fast forward to Robert Morris, I can go through my process. I let them know up front, listen, I got a condition. After about 2-3 days of these damn 2 days, I'm going to be done. Coach Walton looked at me in the eye. He said, listen, I know what you can do. I know who you are. Just be ready by game one. So that right there, Fletch, enabled me to go through my process and not be worried about not having a job.
Right.
You feel me? So let's bracket that. So let's talk about the other side, the talent side. The size, it does matter because the size and the talent is different. The facilities are different. The competition is different. it was like me at Perry at Robert Morris. There was me, and then there was no disrespect to any of my teammates that was there. There was just a big difference in talent and ability, speed and size. And so I'm the only one on the team in my grade that looks the part and plays the part of somebody who can play on Sundays. So that's how at Pitt, just to contrast that, out of 25 scholarships, 13 of the class of 99 incoming class 99 at Pitt, 13 of us made it to NFL camp. That's more than half the team. 11 of us in the active roster and played in the game.
That's deep, man. Y'all had us.
Yeah, that's why they were good, because I can't say that about my Rutgers boys.
The number in the history of Pitt, number 2 ranked recruiting class since Dan Marino, Tony Dorsett. You know, we talking like it was them and it was us. So and we wasn't even, just to y'all know this, but Brandon Maury ended up going to Pitt. He was supposed to come in with us. Jabbar Gaffney was supposed to come in with us. So you know, add those two to that mix. Good Lord. Like, I mean, that's a crazy class.
Yeah, man. Like the history is so funny and things are so intertwined. Because as soon as you said Nick Saban, it brought me back to like
he's like,
I'll be so mad at myself because Nick Saban would have never let me go on the offensive side of the ball. He said, if you come here, he said, if you come here, I guarantee you'll go to the NFL after 3 years. That's what he said. He said this. He said the only thing is that we're on probation, so you can't play in the bowl game. So in hindsight, I went to Rutgers. We wasn't going no bowl game.
What bowl game was you going to at Rutgers, Fletcher?
I don't know, man.
Fire Bowl.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they told me on the visit, man. But I had Nick Saban and my mom spoke, man. He literally was like, if you come here, you know what I'm saying, 3 years you'll play corner. We press, and I kept asking him and the coach at Clemson. I said, I don't play off well. I play press man. That's what I do. Because I play like basketball. Like you ain't a basketball player on the football field. So that was easy. And I don't know. Hey, Rob, man, sometimes you make choices like same way like you, though. I did, but my mentor at that time, he always used to tell me, my mom's silly, we went to the cereal bowl. Put up Anna Marie Whitehurst. Anna Marie Whitehurst is the wife of my mentor, and he will always say, it's your decision. So that's why he says that. And really, I needed him with all of his wisdom, all of his knowledge to help me make the best football decision. You know what I'm saying? Because school. I'm going to go to one of these schools. I'm going to get the education. But I need, because this is my one opportunity to actually get out of these projects and actually be able to get a chance to take care of my mother. Like, that's what it was about. I remember signing a paper, Rob, telling my mom she only had 3 more years to work at this job.
Wow.
So she was going to be done. And, you know, just like you, I love Rutgers to death, but I was hurt every camp. Every time I worked myself back and I felt good and I was like, yes, I feel like myself again. Injury, man. It was always something. So what you saying about your story, man, I wholeheartedly, I get it. I feel, I understand. And a lot of this podcast is so that whether it's a parent, a grandparent, a brother, a sister, they can hear some of these stories and understand like that if you don't have a person in this kid's life making that decision, find somebody to help them make this decision, because these 4 years are the most vital 4 years of your life.
Indeed.
Of your life. I know brothers who are homeless right now. I know brothers who got $50 million. So those 4 years, you know what I'm saying, are so vital. So that's, you know, the reason for this show. And every Thursday when the lights go out, co-host Marcus Burkley, we got Rob Butler on with us, a City League legend, Pitt, Robert Morris, San Diego Charger. And like most of us, you get bounced around trying to chase this thing. When did you know? When did you know? I know you had the, you told us about the hip, but were you preparing for football being over while you were still playing football?
Absolutely not, man. Even though I had a condition that the doctors, like, UPMC Sports Medical Group is one of the top groups in the world, not just the country, but the world. Mm-hmm. And they kept trying to get me back on the field, man. I had multiple injections into my pelvis, into my groin, cortisone shots. And it was evident that the docs was just trying to get me back on the field. And then I asked them, I said, listen, doc, don't keep talking to me like I'm a player that you need to get back on the field. You just following orders. Talk to me like I was your son. What would you tell your son? Because that's a different, context. He said, I would tell my son to hang him up. I was a sophomore at Pitt. I was like, because he said this condition is degenerative, meaning it gets worse. It doesn't get better.
Right.
Your cartilage doesn't repair itself. So to answer your question, Fletch, this is how can we cuss? Can we cuss?
Really no, but you letting them fly, so keep letting them.
I'll try to keep it clean, fam. Really, I just want you to get present too, because this is going to dovetail into something I want to share. I want y'all to get present to how delusional you have to be great at anything. How delusional you have to be just to even be successful. So despite the fact that one of the top doctors, sports medicine doctors in the world, is telling me that if I was his son, he would hang it up, I have a condition that's going to get worse over time and become arthritic. In my mind, fam, I still felt like I was going to make it. Now, even when I transferred to Robert Morris, knowing they didn't even play on TV, knowing that they hadn't put anybody in the league since Tim Hall in like 1994, 95, and then Hank Fraley, Tim Levichek got a shot but never played in an active game. So I was the third player in Robert Morris history to play an active game. I just knew I was going to make it. Now, while I was there, I was still delusional. I thought, despite all the stuff I got going on in my body, I'm going to play 10 years. I'm going to play 10 years. I'm going to make 10 plus million, and I'm going to be all right. So during the off seasons, I didn't do any internships. I didn't do any investigation into what I was going to be doing after my career. But I did have this in the background, fam. There was 3 things I wanted to be when I was a kid. The first one was an angel. I just told the story the other day. I wanted to be an angel when I was like 6 or 7. I wanted to actually have a halo and freaking wings, man. I wanted to fly, and I wanted to help people, right? Always had a heart for people. I thought that was a thing that you could be. My teacher told me you couldn't do it.
Hey, look, but that's when you're a kid, you dream enormous, man.
Colossal. It's colossal. So the second thing was NFL player. The third thing was a businessman. I had studied business, so I knew I left school early to pursue the league and prepare for my combine at Duquesne. But I knew that I can get back to that. So I was like focused on, making these teams, making these teams. So no, I was not in active preparation, fam. It wasn't until I got cut and my body was like, listen here, man. I know you 27. I know you 5% body fat. I know you 8 packed up. I know you still feel like a king and a god and a gladiator, but it's over. It's over. You done been San Diego Chargers, Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs, AFL, AFL 1, AFL 2, AFL 3. It was just getting bad. Like Pittsburgh Colts, semi-pro.
Come on, man. Don't say it was getting bad, because there's a lot of people who watching that thought they was the man playing for the boy.
I was killing them semi-pro, so I know.
But no, the honest reality is he touched the highest level that we want to touch when we play this game. Right. So when you start coming down levels, you like, and then I went and met Mark out at the Arena League team. I was so happy I pulled my hamstring this day.
I tried to get him to play arena with me, man.
I was like, it's bad, man. What has it come to?
What are we doing?
I hung it up, man.
I played
man.
It's that process, though, that process that I walked through in my mind, Fletch. Like, man, I was like, for like team chartered aircrafts and top of the line facilities and great foods to plan for like the Erie River Rats. No disrespect.
That's what I played for.
I can't even give you a good nickname.
Hey,
River Rats? Like, what the?
For the River Rats.
Hey, but it was Pittsburgh. It was Pittsburgh before it was Erie, though. And we played at Bell Vernon in the ice arena.
Man, shout out to all my homies who continue to play football, because that's a different love when you continue to play at those levels. Listen, man. I love football, Rob. I can't lie, but I don't love football that much.
It's hard to pick up.
Like, because at a certain point, this game is too violent and too physical for you not to get something from it. So when I got to college, I understood. It took me a while, but I better get as much education as I can out of this place, because I'm leaving here with 4 herniated discs, tore ligaments in my foot. I still got 2 broken fingers from football. You know what I'm saying? So when I get to the Bills, I was just counting my days like, wow, boy, my body is beat
done.
Down.
Listen,
and I know it. Like, I went up there, Robin, you know, as a receiver, your cut to the left has to be the same as your cut to the right.
Right.
When I start planting on this left ankle, I said, "Oh, corners is jumping my routes now." It's everybody jumping. This is the 5th string corner. He just jumped this out. Yeah.
That's tough, man. Somebody said, shout out to the Pittsburgh Colts, Joe Lafferty. There's Ed Brodsky. I think Brodsky was his last name. There you go. Coach Ed. Yeah, he good dude, man. But I think just to touch on that real quick before we move past it, family, is that's a testament to how addicting the drug of being a gladiator is. Like, to your point, like, we was paying to play for the Pittsburgh Colts. Brother. At least for the River Rats, Mark, we was getting like, I don't know what you was getting, but I was getting like $1,000 a week. You know what I mean?
I wasn't getting that, Rob. I wasn't getting that, Rob. You know what I mean? I might listen. My contract was so bad. Hey, I'll be like, look, man, I'm gonna go to work. I'll see you. I'll be at practice a little bit later. I'm gonna go to work though. Pull up, go to practice. Listen, my check. I played. Shout out to Dave Dinkins too, man. I'm playing with Dink.
Shout out to Davey D.
I was playing with Dink, man. And the only reason why I kept playing is because of Dink. Like, I need you, man. Just stay here, man. Stay here with me. And Dink was always a comedian.
That sport is addictive, man.
It is, man.
That sport is ridiculously addictive.
You'll do some crazy stuff for it.
Listen, but I was speaking to so I've been back home the last 3 weeks, Rob, right? And and I've been speaking to different teams around the area, young people, and trying to get them to understand, like, if you really love this game, it'll start to dictate a lot of the things on your outside of your life to keep you on a straight and narrow because of how demanding this sport is.
That's
I just listened to there was a clip going around of a coach talking about winning, and it owes you nothing. And football is one of the sports that you get one chance a week to show what you are. You're gonna practice 5 days a week.
Right.
So I tried to tell the kids, if you're not getting better Monday through Friday, Saturday you ain't gonna do what you want to do. No. Like, if you're doing the same thing Monday through Friday, so understand, even at the highest level, let's say, for instance, we go to college, you play 4 years. That's 44 games plus one maybe each year.
Right.
That's 48 games you've played. But baseball, they may have played that in one season. Basketball, they almost played that in one season. So you don't get the same opportunities in football. So you got to make the most of every opportunity that you get. That's why I went back and was watching some of those Hard Knocks and watching the cut process and just reliving that. Like, when they came to ask for my book, and I really wanted to run from dude. Like, yes, I wanted to run. Like, you can't get this book, man. Like, you see grown men cry.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
So to Fletcher's point, like, the last preseason game, I forgot who we played. It was away. It might have been Green Bay. We on the plane coming back, and me and my homies, other undrafted rookies, shout out Jarrell Pippins out of Nebraska, who made that squad. Shout out Jay Cox out of Georgia Tech, corner, who made the practice squad, and then got activated as well. So we came in as long shots, man, camp bodies. So I had a good game that game, and I remember the Turk was walking by. So his name was John Leatherwood. Shout out John Leatherwood. I'm like, hey, yo, Leatherwood, Hey, lose my number, man. I'm like, hey, lose my number, bro. Don't hit my jack at all. Like, if you call me, I'm not answering. We joking, but I'm serious at the same time. You know what I mean? Exactly. So I get the call, and I'm like, yo, didn't I tell you to lose my number, bro? He's like, yeah, just coach wants to see you. He's like, it's not that bad. And I'm thinking, like, I got a wife and 2 kids at the crib. I didn't get no sign-on bonus. I came out here with the ticket y'all bought me. I came out here with $5 in loose change. True story. I sent every dime back to the crib from off-season workouts and OTAs. I need this. You don't understand. It telling me it's not that bad. So I get there and I can feel that Marty Schottenheimer didn't really like Marty rock with me heavy. He said he's on record saying that out of every rookie in that camp of 2004, Rob Butler was the most impressive rookie in camp. Now, Phillip Rivers is our number 1 draft pick. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Mike Turner, who was offensive MVP, Mike the Burner Turner, tote that rock, was on that team. Like, this is my class. Nate Cady, Nick Hardwick, some Charger legends, bro. Sean Phillips, Pro Bowlers. He said that was the most impressive rookie at camp. So when I came into his office, I could tell it was going to be bad, but not that bad. So he said they weren't going to assign me to that 53-man roster. He said, but I want you to stick around because if you clear waivers, I want to sign you to the practice squad. You only played safety 1 year in college. Remember, most people don't know this. Only played 1 year of safety. So I got picked up off of it's my senior year. I went from receiver to safety. And so he's like, you need some more seasoning. So stay with us. He would take me away to the away games just like I was on active roster. So I would go through the whole process as if I was going to play. So when I got activated, it was no change. It was kind of like the same routine. And so when I got activated, bro, quick story. So my little practice squad check was what, like $5,000 a week. We get paid 17 weeks. You get paid in a 17-week period, your whole salary, right? So my checks was like $1,200 during preseason. Then they jumped to $5,000 net a week. I was like, oh, this is nice. I got activated. My first check's like 25 grand. I am out. I'm outside of my mind. Like a week of playing football. So I said to myself, if this is my check, I wonder what LT's check looked like, because LT was franchised that year, $7.5 million. So I went over to LT. I said, yo, L, let me see your check, bro. He said, what kind of question is that? I was like, nah, I don't want to. He said, I don't want to touch it. I don't even need to touch it. I don't want to hold it, nothing like that. I'm looking at my check and I'm in awe. This is more money than I've ever seen in my life. I just want to see what yours look like. This is a true story. LT said, I'm gonna show it to you, but you can't touch it. Went in this envelope, showed me his check. His net pay was $323,000 for a week. For a week's worth of work. In that moment, fam, I felt like I didn't make it. Like I felt like I felt like I made it, but then I felt like I didn't make it once I saw LT's check.
Wow.
Like, golly.
Listen, unbelievable stories of the NFL, man. When the lights go out every Thursday, 8 p.m., we got Rob Butler with us sharing some amazing stories. It's so funny because it's like knowing the journey and going on the journey as well. I'll share a little bit of mine. So I got signed 2 days before camp, but I had till 3:00 to get to Buffalo from Jersey.
Ooh.
Now, mind you, they flew me in a few weeks before that to work me out.
Yeah,
they flew me in, and there was some cats I had already known. Like, oh yeah, this is real. But see, I got a big mouth, so I knew if I talk trash, that's what I do. And so they put a bum on me the first play on one-on-ones. Oh, this is about to go real swell. So I'm talking, and receiver coach come put his arm around me, and at that time I'm 6'2.5", probably 225, so I'm nice size receiver. And he says, I'll see you in 3 weeks. So they send me out the workout, and I go on back home. I'm like, man, he might have been on the BS. Right. I go back to Rutgers, get a call. You got till 3:00 to get to Buffalo to sign. It's about 8:30 in the morning. I gotta get a rental car. Now, mind you, my girlfriend at the time, she gets me on a little, back then we had the huge dips, man, a big cell phone. So she gets me on a cell phone. I run home, get a rent-a-car, and drive out to Buffalo from Jersey and make it just in time. But how cutthroat the game is they had to get on the phone with a receiver. He was in Dallas at the airport on his way to Buffalo. They cut him just to sign me.
That's how it goes, man.
And I was like,
crazy.
Oh, how dirty is that? And he looks at me and says, Fletch, I like you, and I'll make the same call for you. He was like, good luck with your opportunity.
Damn.
And the brother was at the airport about to fly into Buffalo, man. And got cut over the phone like, son, you shouldn't make that flight, man. So I understand those. Listen, I understand seeing the Turk. So mind you, when they cut me, I already had back issues, right? So I'm like, man, I don't know how long I'm gonna make it. We play the Minnesota Vikings, and this is Randy Moss last year in Minnesota. This is when I learned that there was levels to playing receiver.
Yep.
So the first play of the game, Randy Moss goes up top, 85 yards, touchdown. First play of the game. He walking off, taking off his pads, walking to the sideline like easy work, right? So I have a couple tackles on the special teams. I had I think 2 catches, and we get back to Buffalo. We fly back. I can't get out the bed the next morning. Like I'm stuck in the fetal position because my herniated disc they flared up so bad. Like I'm literally they're knocking at my door. I can't even get up to open the door. Dang. And so when they come in, they send me down to the trainers, and they used to send me to the doctors that had this machine that would pull my legs and my arms, trying to help me stretch my back. And once I did that and I got back on the field, put back on that uniform, that day they tapped me on the shoulder and was like, hey, son, Coach Greg Williams wants to see you.
I remember, but it's crazy. I remember I remember reading the Post Gazette that morning. I don't know if it's the morning after you got cut, and it was like Pittsburgh news travel fast. Delrico, Woodland Hills grad Delrico Fletcher cut from the Bills. I'm like, oh, damn, my boy,
my dog.
Listen, it was real, like to have him tap you, but the coach knew, and shout out to Coach Novak because the general managers and all that at Buffalo, they used to be at the Steelers before they left to go to Buffalo. So that networking thing, that ties that was built because I didn't, me and Coach Novak still got a good relationship. So they like, I know that had something to do with it. Obviously, it all plays, a role in what's going on. But just to live that life and to go through that and see, like, it's so emotional when it happens to other people because I know that feeling like, can you bring your playbook? Coach wants to see you. Like, no. And so that's where part of, I don't know if you heard the intro to the song. So I say something about that when the lights go out, but it's about you cutting them on and being bigger and better, in the next career of your life, and watching you from afar and seeing what you doing outside of football, man. It's always refreshing, man, to see our brothers. You and Madi got a really good relationship, and just to see a lot of us just finding out who we are other than athletes, man, other than just being somebody who could tackle or catch a ball, or like you could really lead somebody. Like if your son was to say, all right, Dad, I don't want to play ball no more, you can actually lead him into something else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what feels good. Like you don't have to do this, son. Like I tell my boys, listen, son, I got these things is all beat up. Dad's back's messed up, my ankle, the knee go out sometimes, you know what I'm saying? All that from just playing this sport. But you don't have to if you don't want to, son. Like, and I knew in our situation growing up in Palisades and Rankin, and shout out to my mom because she bust her behind for me to be able to do anything. She would have gave the world up, man. So just shout out to our parents. Yeah. Shout out to the people because I just seen you celebrate with your pops.
My man.
So shout out to the people who we got in our corner, man, because, a lot of times they go without the fanfare, they go without the accolades, the recognition, and it just goes to us who's playing. You know, and my mom raised 2 boys that went to college, you know, played ball, and actually got a sister who went to college and is doing amazing things. So, you know, shout out to my mom because she's always been there. Shout out to Mark's parents. Doc has been amazing. His mom was the sugar honey iced tea.
He watching right now.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Doc. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the few black men, you know, Rob, you know how it is, man. One of the few black men that we could see and really get some game. And it be from a position of somebody who really is a man who really out here in this real world. You know what I'm saying? Like no shortcuts, every day, hard work, grinding. Like, so, you know, and none of us are perfect. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people that because I don't know if you've seen my Facebook page over the last few days. We've been doing the cleanup and ranking. And I tell people, man, just because we started that, man, that don't make any of us perfect. That means we striving to be better people every day.
Right.
That's all, man. You know, we like listen. I got issues that I'm still working on. Mark got things he's working on. You know what I'm saying? We all got things, but we know when something is right or wrong. And the cleanup came from a position of seeing things that were wrong, and I could do something about it. So, you know, to everybody out there, if we all take our little slice and we do something about the little small thing, then we could really, you know, cover a lot of ground and move mountains, man. So, you know, everybody who's been coming out helping, you know, Mark does a lot with these young people, man. And like you said, this is a job when you work with young people. There's no pat on the back. There's not a big check with it. It's really just fulfilling when you see somebody who set a goal and then they're able to accomplish it, and then they run and give you a hug. Mr. Mark, Mr. Rob, man, thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that's priceless, man. And I'm humbled to know you. I'm appreciative to know you, brother. What you doing, you know, is amazing. If you got anything you want to promote or anything like that, man, please feel free to do it now, brother.
Yeah, there's a couple things, man. So first and foremost, I didn't get a chance at the outset to just thank y'all for having me. This is an honor. I don't consider it to be a privilege. I'm normally on the other side doing the interviewing. You know what I mean? And I know how hard this is, and to put together on top of a day job. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for having me, getting an opportunity to tell my story and share my voice with a group or a network of people that I may not already be tapped into. So if you aren't tapped in with me on any of the social media platforms, I'm ROBB Davon at ROBB Davon on everything. So tap in. There goes my handles on everything. My wife and I are building this community, right, that we're extremely proud of, called Building the Ultimate Team. We are a stand for marriage, particularly in our community. We understand that from an economic perspective, we are better together. We understand that from a child-rearing perspective, nuclear families where the mother and the father are together and raising the child in the same household gives our kids a leg up. It's not even a leg up. It really is like gives them a chance to have an even footing or even playing field against some other ethnicities or other cultures. And so tap into that, Building the Ultimate Team. Look for it on Facebook. Another thing I want to promote is this. I'm a firm believer that we all come here with medicine or a mission or a purpose. There, you know, Fletch got his medicine. Mark B got his medicine. I got my medicine. My medicine is, I'm clear about it. And my medicine is this. I'm supposed to, or I'm responsible for a shift in consciousness and transformation at the level of humanity. And so my charge is to help people remember who they are and why they're here, and help them put a plan in place to actually actualize and accomplish everything they were sent here to accomplish. That call came to me as a youngster, but it really got highlighted when the lights went out. When the lights went out, I had to grapple with who I was. Like I had an identity crisis. I know I've been doing this since I was 7. Mm-hmm. And as long as I was a football player in truth, in my reality, it all matched up. There was no disconnect or discord. But when I was a football player in my mind and my body, and I wasn't getting paid to do that no more, I was depressed. it was my wife and my kids in the responsibility, of the weight of the responsibility that I had to provide for them, that had to shook me like, bro, you can't be in the darkness, woe is me, talking about what coulda, shoulda, woulda. Like, you got to get it together and figure out who the heck you are. And so I'll share this with you all free of charge. I was meditating, praying. Holy Spirit said, get you a piece of paper. I want you to fold it 2 ways, make 3 columns. In the far left column, I want you to put talents. These are the things that I gave you that you do, that other people got to train to do. These are God-given abilities. Got it. In the middle column, I want you to put passions. These are things that make you feel most alive. These are things you do for free. These are things that you exert energy, but you actually feel energized when you do it. Kind of like giving. If y'all can speak to y'all, when y'all give and pour into the community, it's effort, it's work, but it actually gives you a psychic reward. You actually feel like, yo, I'm amped. I just worked 8 hours on some stuff I'm never going to get paid for. As a matter of fact, I gave and I'm amped. That's passions. The last column was expressions or roles. So like teacher, coach, football player, businessman, salesman, preacher, life coach. Like these were all my things. I tried everything in that far left, far right column until I struck oil. And that's how I got into business. I knew I wanted to be a businessman, but to your point, I took all the talents and the passions for business and my study, because my degrees are in business, and I got into software sales and then aerospace sales and then architectural finishes as a sales leader, and now textile industry as a sales director. I make more money now than I did when I played in the league. But to your point, it's just, that's why I say what I said to y'all, the lights go out figuratively, but they never go out. I realized life was a game. Like we're playing, life is a big old game. And then we're playing these little micro pickup games along the way, along the journey. And so the lights really don't go out, you just pivot. So to go from being a star athlete to being a star salesperson to being a rock star sales leader to now I'm working my way up to executive leadership with stock options and all this kind of stuff. I take the same delusional mentality. I'm the best I won't be outworked. I'm going to leverage my talents and my gifts. And it's not about outshining somebody else. It's about being the best version of me, because the best version of me just happens to situate me at the top 1% of whatever game I'm playing. So that's why I always talk about win forever and win for life. So I want to give that to y'all. Everybody watching, you don't have to have the pedigree that I have, or Fletch or Mark B. Whatever your pedigree is, whatever your story is, your game. You might be a gamer. I don't know. You might be really inclined for math, writing, directing, acting, whatever it is, entrepreneurship, whatever you got to do that exercise, talents, passions, expressions, and see what is already in you. You came here equipped with that stuff. So that's the thing. It's like, I don't even know where to start. Well, I just gave you a framework. And the Most High, God, whether you believe in God, the ancestors or not, agnostic, atheist, doesn't matter. You came here with something. And that's something that is in you. You're supposed to figure it out and find out how you can express it in the world to create heaven on earth. So if 7 billion people was moving through life with purpose like that, 7.7 billion people was, instead of just surviving and paying bills, because when you in the poverty game, you can't think straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, I don't even know what the hell I'm gonna eat for dinner, or how I'm gonna pay this bill. Like, I can't think about my purpose and serving other people. But y'all are tapped in. Believe it or not, y'all are tapped in. Y'all are doing the work, and it's sort of organically coming out of y'all. But if you like really get intentional about it, you can really get clarity and scale. And it's not a fixed thing. It's like right now you serving the youth, trying to clean up ranking. Yeah, that could be what it is for 2021, 2022, 2023. You could be on to something else. But just being
we got about 3 more days. We got about 3 more days, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Like, then it's on to the next thing. But y'all servants, man, I salute y'all kings.
Listen, man, and it's funny you said that, because I talk to youngins about your gifts and talents. Like, you came here with something, whether you want to say creator, God, and then I tell people nowadays there's so many social media outlets. Whatever that gift is, learn how to monetize it, man. Right. Once you learn how to monetize whatever your gift is from God, the Most High, the creators, the ancestors, whatever it is you believe in, then you got something, because now you're not working. And we heard that expression a lot. When you doing something you love, you're not working. Because if you ever heard Charles Barkley talk on NBA on TNT, he always tell you he has not worked a day in his life.
Right.
He played basketball and then he talks basketball. It's not a job,
Not
man.
a job.
So all of us, even when we talking to these youngins, man, find out what these young people are gifted at, man. And stop trying to force square things into a round hole. Like, that's what we keep doing. Right. Everybody's not supposed to play football. Everybody's not supposed to play basketball. And yeah, it's cool to go out there and exercise, yeah. But when it's time to say, now you're supposed to be a doctor. Now you're supposed to be a lawyer, engineer, architect, whatever it is in your little heart that you dreamed. Like Rob said, he dreamed. I went back to Rankin to help with that cleanup because that's the first court and football field I dreamed big on. Wow. I watched my mom hit a home run in softball in that field as a little kid. Wow. So I'm like, that's my mom. Mm-hmm. And then I watch other people who my mom is friends with. I watch the men do it. Then I watch Terrell Green. I watch Craig Thomas. Like, so a part of that cleanup is just, you look good, you feel good, you could play good. And a lot of people with just new paint, cut down trees, sweeping up, it makes you feel different when you go down there, man. And I don't know if it's for everybody, but I know that a lot more people been showing up. Just like that young lady who said on the post that since the cleanup, now her son been down there every single day. Yep. Every day. So that means something. And to the people who wanted to speak to me and that's looking for fanfare and picture opportunities and all that, this ain't the place for that. This is not the place. I don't want the news. We don't need the news and all that. They wasn't covering it when it was looking terrible.
$25, I'll get y'all a picture of Fletch, man.
It's going back into the community. It's going right back.
Catch that, Mark Burke. Cash Money Sound.
No, but listen, man, we in it just so that it's better for the next person. That's all, man. I'm not in it to say we did this over here, because I had a conversation with a brother who did a cleanup in another part of the city, and I saluted him on it. But then they spoke on people's death who died on our side and want to continue to monetize and do things on the back of some young person's death. No, that's not happening here, man. We've had enough trauma. We had enough sadness. We dealt with enough death. We uplifted. And that's no disrespect to nobody, because my friend was one of the first people to die, and that's O.B. Glenn Ford. And we ain't do nothing. His mom is still traumatized and hurt till this day. So we're going to keep making them relive this? No, that's stupid.
Right.
So if you in it, man, be in it from the bottom of your heart, that you really want to help the young people, that you really want to do something different. And shout out to everybody who came, because a lot of people who came, not even from Rankin, man, they just got a lot of love for young people, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is with anything, man. Just have a good heart when you doing this, man. Don't look to think you're going to become a millionaire by helping the community, by helping the young people. No, you doing it because it's the right thing to do, man. That's all, man. And ain't none of us perfect, but let's stop trying to build on the traumas that we already experienced. We know what it's like to have young people die. Mm-hmm. We know what that's like. We don't have to keep rehashing that every night. They're going to play it on the news.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So understand this. When you come down there to Rankin, this cleanup and this restoring our community, that's just what it is. It ain't about no fanfare. It's not about you taking pictures with the news, because they ain't there. It's about just coming there. If you can help for 10, 15 minutes, just help. If you got $20 to donate it, man. If you got equipment to, donate it, man. Because just like the brother on the screen, man, he had huge dreams, and he's still telling you in his next phase of life, he's still dreaming.
Still dreaming. Hey.
So our kids need that. And I know for myself what worked for me. And I know that basketball court and that football field was my heaven. My heaven. In the winter, there would be snow on there. Larry Jones and Sam Timbers was right there with me. In the summer, everybody from the hood was out there. There's baseball, softball games, there's basketball games, there's kids in the playground. That's what we need, man. You know what I'm saying? So Rob, man, I really from me and Mark been making this call, man. Brother,
Man,
we
love
salute you, man. We love you.
both of y'all.
Hey, let me tell you this. I seen that house. I seen the groundbreaking of the house. Because if I'm not mistaken, you were in the house, but then you moved out a big house to get a house built from the ground up, right?
Yeah, that's right. We bought our first house in St. Louis.
The house was unreal. Then he moved. Then he said, "You know what, babe? I'm just gonna get this house built from the ground up with everything."
I literally said that as a joke.
Listen. Yeah. I know you. I know you. Anything that you speak into existence, it happens, man. And I salute you, man. I'm proud of you. I hope your blessings continue to pour in, brother. And when we come out California, man, we're gonna come hard. We're gonna
Fletch. Already we got to turn. Y'all gonna get me out of retirement.
We ain't no out of retirement. No. We ain't coming to county to have your wife kill us.
Court, we ain't get court.
Let me clarify.
My woman ain't killing me either.
Let me clarify. When I say retirement, I ain't talking about no girls.
Yeah, we know that. Hey, listen, we're coming with flip flops.
Hey, and we gonna get our toes done same spot.
Exactly. We gonna get pedicures. We might have some bourbon. We might smoke some stogies. I stopped smoking, so I stopped smoking hookah, stogies, other stuff, that's legal out here. And I stopped drinking alcohol. Yeah. So when I say out of retirement, y'all come like we gotta have a moment. We gotta have
a Cuba on me.
Exactly. That's my stick right there, Fletch.
A Cuba on me. I'm going home to enjoy it. Now listen, hey Rob, man, honestly, man, from deep down, man, we appreciate you, man. We've been blessed to know you as long as we have. We've been following you, man. When somebody comes from the 412, man, and they doing big things and shooting for the stars and the moons, and like all we do is sit back and happy and smile, man, and just be like, I tell everybody, man, I'm like a proud big brother, man. No doubt. I swear I am, man. I watch all y'all. I just watch the growth of so many young black men, man, and I'm proud of y'all, man. And starting with you, brother, man. Salute to you and your family. Salute to you and your son, brother.
Good luck, boy.
Every Thursday, please check us out when the lights go out, man. Co-host Mark Burkley. We got Rob Butler in the building, the City League legend. Former college football player, former San Diego Charger in the building with us. Make sure you follow him at Robb-Davon at all platforms, man. And
you gotta check his podcast out too.
And we all following now, man. Yeah. You got a whole bunch of new viewers, man.
Yeah.
So listen, every Thursday, check us out, man. We love y'all. We will be back next week, next Thursday. I can't tell you where I will be.
He gonna be in Pittsburgh. He's moving in.
But we gonna be back. Hey Rob, stay on for us, please, brother. But until next week, we love y'all. Peace. Oh yeah, show you how Woody had to do it. Hold on, Rob. We wear chains at Woody House, baby.
Okay.
Woody House.
That metal heavy. That's heavy metal.
Chains. We got chips, baby.
That's heavy metal, baby.
Steak one. We ain't got that steak one. I know.
No. I can't even find my ring.
We ain't got no steak one. Whippy over there.
Whippy.
Are you ready?
Love y'all, man.
Thank y'all. See y'all next week.